but they don't know the person. The person you are seeing on the other side of the world may not be the person who they are truly. We have had investigations carried out this day and age of BBC and ITV, whereby it has been revealed that the person over there may be a female. Now put up the photo of a male, and on so many instances, it leads to heartbreak upon the other person discovering who the real person is. So things like that make me tilt towards I like to meet them face to face, know who they are, know how they speak, instead of seeing them over the internet. Because for all you know, you may or may not be. But I would like to hear from you what your thoughts are on this. For me, I would say I stick to face to face. I wouldn't want to switch to the virtual way of finding love.
Okay, so I think there was a disruption, but we'll go back to what we were trying to talk about. So there is digital burnout today for people who are wanting to look for relationships, dating, marriage, all of those things. People started using the internet to find love. And over the time, they have become very weary because of the demands or the work they have to put in to find true love. And they started finding out that people are not authentic online because you're not seeing them physically. They give you what they want you to see and they tell you what they want you to hear. And people get on and eventually discover that this is not the person they thought, you know, that they were meeting or getting married to. And today, people are trying to get back to the traditional way of meeting people and forming relationships. So that's what we are discussing today for people that are joining now or will be watching the replay because there was a short break on the recording. So we are trying to say what are the solutions to this burnout because truly people are tired. They have to put in a lot of work to be able to relate and form relationships. They have to be on groups, they have to join lives, they have to be in, in those meetings because and they have to constantly be typing and talking and all of that. So because there is a burnout, what is the solution to that? Should we go back to the normal way of going out there and meeting people and having conversations, physical conversations, and forming relationships? So that's what we would like you to be putting in the comment section what you think about it. So I'm going to say that, yeah, I think it is time for us to start going out to meet people rather than get what was packaged. Because when you meet people physically, you can sometimes when someone is telling a lie and you are looking at them or you are in close proximity with them, you can tell because there are certain things that can show you that they are not telling the truth. But if it's over the phone or over the internet or messages and all that, in fact, even video calls today, you really cannot say that the person you're talking to is the person because they can enhance their photos and their looks and they can even cut head and put on another head. So if you really, really want to meet someone that you deem to be the right person, if you want to get what you are looking for, it will be best to physically meet people. So we are not saying that you shouldn't use the internet anymore. We are just saying that you have to do more than using the internet. Because even if you meet someone on the internet, you still have to make arrangements to meet the person physically before you start being emotionally invested. Because once that happens, it becomes very challenging to pull out, even when you know that you should. So it's very important, the diversion that is happening now, that people have to go out. Now, there may be some people like me who are introverts, who prefer to be in their own space, who enjoy their corners. What should they do? People that don't really like to go out, but they want relationships, what should they do?
Why not you answer what you should do? Are you asking me to say what you should do? What you should do is just go out there. If you want to find relationship,
So,
you that doesn't like that, you go out there and find them because the world has changed. That does not say that people identity or their way of life would change. But because we are saying a lot of things has changed, although she made a good disclaimer, which is we do not say that you can meet your perfect soulmate out there on the internet. We have had testimonies of people who found perfect, perfect, perfect ones. Like go compare, we say perfect ones over the internet, and it's good for them. But on the general consensus, with the thing that is happening within this time and age, we are saying it may not be the best way this day and age because a lot of things out there appears misleading, and that is why we are saying people need to be more careful when they are engaging in virtual relationship. Now, to answer your question, for someone who doesn't like going out but actually need relationship, or maybe they've tried relationship in the past before by doing it virtually and it didn't work. Now their mind tells them it will be okay if you try somebody else. I would suggest find a community where you are not only going out because for going out sake, you are going out because you might meet somebody who is like you. If you're an introvert, there are communities where introvert meets. You may be part of that community, and within that same space, you could find somebody who is like you. Or you also need to find a community. I'm saying might be what I just described, or it may be stuffs like meeting up in a church or other social gathering, mosque or temple, whatever you believe on. There are people who are there who will be happy to assist you. And most importantly, there is need to speak to a therapist, because your therapist, you wouldn't know, may have a wider connections of places where people meet and may signpost you to any of them. So if you think you are struggling to find a particular event or things that you think would spice up relationship within you, you have no clue what exactly it is. We are here to help you. We could signpost you to places, events that will actually spice things up for you. Because within us here, we are therapists. We know areas where you could get those help from, and we wouldn't like to let you down. It's on that note, we think you really need something, but you don't know how to get for it. But you have to shout out to say, I actually would like this. You never know. We might help with something. But mind you, we are not matchmaking people, okay? It's just maybe there are things you don't know that we might guide you and tell you where you could obtain it. For you that doesn't like go out, get up, stand up.
I started going out. I've started going out because,
Have you?
yeah,
When?
I mean, since I came on social media, I now have to go out because, yeah, a lot of times we don't know the things we don't know. Sometimes we think we are okay where we are, but we are not. And if we don't seek knowledge, we won't find it. But when you find knowledge, then it's going to help you reset your mind and to do the things that align with where you are going to, or the things you want to achieve. You may have dreams and all of that of growing or creating an amazing relationship, meeting the right person and all of that. Those are dreams, goals. You may have them and they are not going to materialize because you don't know how to make them work or work out. So by the time I figured out through learning that it is important for me to leave my comfort zone, it's important for me to start going out to meet people. I didn't know I have need to meet people. I was so happy in my space, and I could stay indoors for 2 weeks if I am on holiday or something and just be enjoying my space. But what about relationship? Is there really anything somebody can do today or even before without relationship? Is relationship not the biggest wealth anybody can have? How come I was comfortable being so poor, relationship poor? So if you are out there and you need to be married, you want friends, you want family, you want community, but you are comfortable in your zone, it's time to go out, because it's only so much you can do over the phone. I was speaking to a friend this week, and he was telling me how he in the same locality that he lived in this country is just 10 minutes away, he said, from his cousin, but they don't see from month to month. So we started talking about intentionality, because here you practically have to set alarm for everything. So you have to be intentional to be able to have that physical meeting. Of course, the reason that these conversations are coming up is because the internet connection and the social media connection is not enough. If it's enough and serving the purpose for relationship, we will not be hearing complaints about it. Nobody will be saying how they are not seeing their family members or meeting with friends. It's because it's very limited in how it can serve us, and it's been found wanting. So we need to match it up with physical meetings and connections and relationship, so that we can gain from the relationships, so it can fulfill its purpose in our lives. So I know that we can just do a whole lot with our phones, with our gadgets. Yes, we can. But what we are saying is that the physical connection is very important. That is why people in diaspora are feeling so lonely, and those that are back home are enjoying themselves with whatever. They seem to be thriving in their mental health and everything more than those that are outside or in the West. So what does that tell you? That physical connection is very important. So to you who is an introvert, I will say it's time to make changes and go out there to make connections, because it's important. And we are not talking about only dating, we're talking about relationship and intentional relationships too.
I like, I was googling, found one thing. These people, whether they are too religion for my, not religion or religious for my liking. Why can't you just say a word that we will understand that without saying found one thing? So, do you know what I did? I went to my phone to Google that word. I know it was in the Bible because I am a Sunday school boy. I was born and brought up in the Pentecostal, but I can't remember using those words most times. But it was in Daniel 5:27, in the Bible phrase, found one thing, it appears. You have been weighed in the balances and found one thing. That is not the story for now, anyway. But when she was talking, she said, found one thing. I don't know. Can it not be used in a different way without being without um Pentecostalizing Pentecostalizing words? Can't it be saying like how can I say found wanting?
Okay, it's limited.
Uh-huh.
But I also said that it's limited in serving us.
I found wanting. Or can say it's not working again.
Not efficient.
Why not you? Why would the first word be found wanting? What are you wanting that you are founding?
Okay, so
okay.
Can
you repeat?
The internet is internet relationship, social media relationship
has been weighed in the balance.
Has been weighed and has been found insufficient.
Thank you. Which balance? Balance to weigh turkey or balance to weigh chicken?
It has been assessed.
Thank you.
And found insufficient, not efficient.
You make it easier now for me.
Okay. Yes, we got there.
So what is your question? What was it?
Are you here?
I'm here, but I can't remember your question because your found wanting.
Because you keep playing. You think everything is a joke.
No. Your found wanting found me wanting. So I lost track of the discussion.
Please stop losing yourself, please.
I'm here. I'm holding myself. Come back to yourself, Uche. Where is Uche? Oh, my soul. Come back to yourself. Come back to yourself. Okay. Now, I get it now. The main thing is what she is saying, what I understand. If you ask me, if it has been proven insufficient, then it means it's not serving the purpose anymore. We should find an alternative.
It's not enough. It's still useful.
But
and we can't do without it, but it's not enough.
Okay.
So the one we discarded, we want to bring back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I think speaking from the side of somebody who is not that young, because in my teens, we don't have this gadget. And I'm now talking, now that I have grown up, see it, I learned it to use it because I think I still use it. I find it easier because I use it to work in my place of work. That's what we use. Think about the more elderly people like people in their mid 70s, 80s, who ideally would want love, but they just can't get it because this day and age is now virtual, that they can go there and meet people virtually. One, they'll be scared of who they're meeting. Two, they don't know how to operate the system. So with them, we are technically shutting them out to say, well, it's not for you anymore. If we take into consideration that at one point in life, regardless of the age we are, we need someone beside us, someone by our side, somebody we can share our problems with. And this might be people who you are in relationship with, outside your family members, right? So this particular topic we're talking now is something that we should also bring to our mind, that there are people who don't know how to use these electronics, but they are in need of love. We are also doing this to bring it back home, to say to them, actually, it is okay the way you guys did it back in the past because it worked. Now, you also don't have to rely on softwares, because even now, most of them will also have to rely on those softwares. Back in the days when I used to live in Scotland, people believe that the way they go and meet people is go to the pub. When they go to quiz evening pub, you meet a whole lot of people. I've been in one, but I was disappointed that everybody was busy on their phone, right? While the quiz pub was going on, people were busy on their phones. And you think, actually, I think we are here to meet now and have a chat. But everybody, when the question is asked, somebody answer the question, they're on their phone, busy with something else. So once we were there, or people were there to mingle, to talk with other people, the people you are there physically with are more engrossed in the ones who are inside here that they are not seeing, ignoring you who are there just close by them, sitting beside them. That is what they call menace. It's crazy. It's crazy. And it needs to be addressed because we are social beings. I think we are called social beings, right? We need to relate with people. And it's on that note I am still making my points. Say it's better. We like meet people. Not because I'm an extrovert. For me, if you give me, leave me, I will be outside until when it's bedtime, I'll come back home. It's okay. Like talk and meet with people, it's okay for me. But in my world of personality, that is what is obtainable there. Because I like to meet people. I can't imagine if everything has to go on social, virtually. It's going to cause me trouble because I will struggle to think, oh, is that what the life is now? Can we not switch back? We are asking for switching back when possible, those who can, and those who cannot. Good luck.
I think everybody can. There is, I mean,
What about the
that,
elderly who cannot use
I
computer
mean,
and stuff?
we are talking about switching back to the normal way of connecting with people,
Yeah.
which is physical.
Yes.
You attend meetings,
Yeah.
you go to forums, you meet in the local
Church.
community, yeah, in your religious places. You meet, and because with the era of social media, people don't wait to talk. Once an event is finishing, people are rushing back because they think they can talk to that person when they get home. But it's not the same kind of interaction.
Mhm.
And we thought we could win with this internet age,
We're
but
not winning.
we didn't.
We're
Because
not.
many people are crying out that the social media life is not enough anymore. As good as it is not serving them enough. And people are yearning for that traditional, relationship with human beings, not with robots. So we are yearning to meet with people, interact with people, touch people, see people, and all that, rather than just send a message, voice note, this and that, FaceTime, and all of those things, video calls. People are becoming tired of it. And if you really dig deep, you can figure out why, because it's not the same. And for those who are dating, obviously it is not the best, because there is a lot of packaging out there, a lot of, especially in the cases of women. But in case of men, there is also a lot of packaging, because men will say who they are not, and what they are not, like what their network, their net worth, they
To
will
win a
fake it.
woman.
Yeah, they will fake it.
Because
And
they believe women want to hear that.
yeah, and women will also fake their appearance, which is what they believe that men are checking out first. So overall, there is a lot of deception going on. And I think that people don't think of it in that way anymore, because it has become the normal trend that you package yourself the way you want to be seen at the moment. Because once people settle into relationships, they drop all of those lies and all of those or what do they
Packaging.
call it, yeah, enhancements and all that. They drop it, and that's when somebody will start thinking, but this is not what I bargained for, this is not what I paid
You
for,
don't
and all
enter,
of
you
that.
don't enter.
So to avoid all of that, it is really important that we meet with people to be sure that they are really who we want, that they are true to themselves, that they are authentic, that the kind of values we are looking for is what they exhibit, that they are, you know, what they say, compatible, like they you can live with them for a long time, basically, is what I mean. So get on with, going out, no matter, especially if you are in need of finding relationship, long-term relationship, and finding the right person for those who are dating, who wants to find the right spouse and all of that. It's important that you go out, because it will give you peace of mind. even if you are not quick in finding it, at least you know you are not making errors, that you are checking that all the boxes tick, and that it is actually what you want to spend the rest of your life with. That's what is important. But stepping away from intimate relationships, other relationships too, is important to meet physically, isn't it? So, because the my friend that I was talking about, for him, it was family in the same, like, maybe if it's a long street, it will be on the same street, but they can't see eye to eye. They cannot visit themselves from month to month. And it was becoming a concern for him. And so are so many others that we hear complaining. Some people want to go home because they don't have their families around and they are indoors, though they speak with people, but nobody actually knows how they are. It's okay to ask, how are you? I'm fine. But do you actually know if the person is fine? Do you know what they feel? Do you know how they are? You don't. And when you talk over the internet, you really can't see some expressions. You can't you can't see some body language and all that. So you really just have to believe what you are sold to. And that's why people are shifting to the normal way it used to be, or to the old way that people meet and connect, where they have to go to gatherings and make connections, rather than other ways that is happening today. Although, for me, I would say that it's also important to incorporate the internet way of meeting and connecting, because it will make it very seamless. But whatever happens, before you make a life defining decision, make sure that you see the people, even if it is just ordinary friendship, colleagues. Sometimes you need to meet the people that you are relating with. It helps.
It does
Yeah.
help. I remember, this issue of virtual meeting and virtually interacting with people, it came on the increase just after the COVID or during the COVID.
Hmm.
And people decided to adopt a different way of interacting, which I call is a lazy way of interacting. Not long ago, in my workplace, we normally people work virtually various places from their home. And when you go to office, I was asking somebody about the other person. I'm like, I haven't seen this guy for a long time. Oh, he's left us now. He doesn't work here again. I'm like, when? It's been over 6 months. He's no longer working here. I thought, really? But I work in this office. Why don't I know this? It's because of virtual virtual
Meetings,
meetings, virtual love, virtual connection, virtual
everything. Yeah.
everything, virtual food, everything virtual. But back in the days when we all meet in the office, do you know what? We know everything about each other. And I think most living, most resignation, most quitting job that people are doing this day and age is connected to boredom, because they do have problems at work. They don't know who to share it with. They can't even sometimes speak to you over the phone, or they don't want to bore you. They don't know whether you are busy in a meeting or you are in anywhere as at that time. So therefore, you know what? I'm not going to bother with you now. Maybe he's in a meeting. But back in the days, he would have just dropped something on my desk to say, Uche, I wanted to speak with you something about. And before you know it, we have a chat and that will be the end. So what I'm trying to say is the level of people leaving their employment this day and age has been contributed due to this virtual working, because people don't have that chitty chat conversation anymore where they can easily tell people what they're going through and get advice or suggestion. Because
Yeah.
of this, people are leaving their job. That a colleague will leave job, will quit or resign for 6 months, I had no idea until I was told. not long ago that is no longer working here, because we all work virtually this day and age, and nobody knows what is happening to people. It is not, you can tell the high way this thing is going high, and to others who couldn't manage it very well, it leads to mental health condition. So this virtual everything, I really
We need to
don't
look.
like it.
People are already stepping a little bit away from it. Nobody is dropping it completely because we can't. I mean, the internet is here to stay. Even AI is now the order of the day. Is the new the new way of living. So they are not going to go away. But we are saying that for meaningful relationships that cannot burn you out, for the ones that can burn you out, that you will not have to work so hard to be able to make decisions, that you incorporate physical connections to it. All it will take you is to just be yourself, be authentic, go out, you meet people. Usually, people attract in a couple of minutes when they are in a gathering, rather than you being over the internet with someone 6 months down the line. You realize that it's not who you are looking for. This one, you can just make a quick assessment and move on. That way, you are not exerting a lot of emotions and energy. You are not having to do too much. But for the internet one, you will be chatting with someone day and night, and doing all the do's day and night for you to figure out, because you can't see really who they are. You can't tell. They are very, very unauthentic, and it takes a while before you can figure it out. And then you start wondering, all of this for nothing. Oh, you become so weary. So that's what we are saying. I'm going to share a story of what happened to me not long ago. I think it was last December. Yeah, it's almost a year now. And just to let you know how important physical connection is. So it's someone that I know. We do greet, we do, pass, like, not like stand, have time to stand and talk. And I didn't know that she had something that was eating her up. And it's something huge. And it has started affecting her mental health. Because you know that when these things, emotions, stress, anxiety, and all of them, they keep growing and increasing until they get to a point where people will be told they have depression, and or when people will start seeing the effects of it. So she was dealing with something really, really huge, and it is an emotional and relationship issue, and nobody knew. In fact, the husband is according to her, the husband is the only one that she had mentioned it to, or that knew a little bit, but not much. And so one day we had time to talk, just out of the blues. We had time to talk, and it wasn't even 10 minutes into conversation that she broke down. She hasn't really poured it out, and it was so heavy on her. Just so you imagine what all this, hi, hello, how are you, we are fine, are you fine, what's going on, everything is fine, because the internet relationship, everything is absolutely spot
Fine.
on. Everything is fine. It's so fine. In fact, I think today is only people that want to scam you that will tell you something is not fine, because they want to use that to get something from you or to deceive you. Otherwise, everybody else seems to be fine, even when they are not fine. Hardly will you ask someone that you know for years, how are you? And the first thing will not be, is we are all fine. In fact, some people will go extra mile to paint a perfect picture. We are amazing.
God is
We are
great.
doing great. To God be the glory, but they are dying. And some people, Pentecostals, will call it positive confession, professing faith, exercising faith and all of that. But there is a place for relationship. There is just one word that will come out from someone when you sit with them that can make a whole lot of difference in your life. There is something that that person can lift, help you lift. There is just sometimes just a pat at the back can just make everything okay. Sometimes it's just, what our people say is that sorry does not heal, sickness, but it suits it. So sometimes just a little step, just a little helping hand can change the situation. So it's important that sometimes rather than hello, how are you? Oh, I'm fine, amazing, great, and all of that, that sometimes you meet and talk. You can relate. It's relationship. You can relate on a physical level and understand what the other person is going through or feeling, and then find out how you can make it better. And since that time, I have learned more or added to what I already know, that is important to keep connecting physically. And I am actually making efforts than before to make sure that I live like that. That is part of my lifestyle and it's working.
It is indeed working. Not long ago, you met two people in town, or three
Yeah.
people in town, and I was asking you, come on, what are you gonna do? And you took your phone and was collecting their phone numbers, and I was saying in my mind, the name of God, the Father God is not this. Okay. But previous to that, I would want to say, you better get their numbers, speak to them,
Or go out,
come find out with
go
them.
shopping, go get something, so that it will be that I went out.
There's a particular
But
woman, there's a particular Ghana woman that I still ask that woman. I don't know whether you met long, long, long time ago in one college there, long time ago. And I'll be saying, how far? When are you going to meet?
guys, the point is that I was very bad at it before, but I am getting better
The
now.
things I used to
So,
do, I do them no more.
yes,
That's a
so
great change. Now you are born
it's
again.
always distracting
Great,
and
great change,
making
change. Now you're
making
born again. So you're born again now.
just don't
No,
mind
I'm singing
all
great
of this
change for you
because
because
that
there's a
is
great change. Now you're born again.
I know.
Oh,
So what I am saying, oh my God.
great change. Chichi is
Can
born
we wrap up,
again.
please?
Wrap up. Okay,
Yes.
let's wrap then. What are we wrapping? I have anything to wrap. What are we wrapping up?
Okay.
I'm wrapping up.
So if you are like me before, the old me, there is an advantage and a lot of gain in making physical connections. And if you are out there wanting relationship, looking out for the right relationship, whether it is for a marriage or for friendship and all of that, then you need to get out sometimes, not all the time or every day. Like some people here, are out every day. If they don't get out, they are sick. But what I mean is that be intentional, make plans, put it as incorporate it in your daily routine to go out physically and make connections, because I have seen the benefits of it, and it's not the same with every day on the internet or over the cloud. It's not the same. Yes, it is good to connect day and night because you make more contacts when you have to use the gadgets, but it's also important for the soul to make physical connections. And that's the point we brought today. So, any closing word?
Closing word will be in as much as you want to go out, if you go out, it's not enough to just go out. If you go out, make contact, speak to people. Because you might just go out and get fresh air. Yeah, at least you've gone out. But do the main thing that is going out. When you go out, speak to one or two persons.
Be intentional, that you
intentional.
want to
Connect with
people,
people.
because
It's
they
boring
they
here.
also want to connect with you.
And they
That's
form.
what I found.
Yes.
That's what I found out, that they also want to connect with you, but they are not having the opportunity to do that. So when you go out, don't be quick to leave a forum. Don't be quick to leave a meeting or an event. Don't be quick to just rush home to your room and to your bed and to your everything. Just make sure that you make connections. It's very, very important and will help you in your mental health. It will help you in your emotions and everything else. Look, relationship is the highest form of wealth that anyone can acquire or accumulate. And to have just a little, or I don't mean like make everybody your friends, but to be very poor in relationship, I don't know where we will be going to with that. So, and we didn't cover people who are married that are also having poverty in relationships. So we are also, in closing, telling couples, if you are coupled up and you are depending so much on the gadgets, it's time to reevaluate that. Do your assessments and see, for the period from here to here, this period to this period, has it helped? And if it hasn't, make some changes, because it's also happening amongst married people or amongst partners that they are not connecting physically. They are practically doing everything, including cooking, over the phone. So that's in conclusion. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you so much, those that will watch the replay. We really, really do appreciate our connections with you. We thank you for your contributions and for all your likes and comments. Thank you so much. Please do continue to connect with us on Thursdays at 8 p.m. UK time. We will come again with another interesting topic to talk about as we help people to create and form very amazing relationships and build their personal finances to the point they can manage their finances very well, so that they can overcome the stress, money stress, that come with scarcity in relationships. So thank you again, and we'll see you next Thursday. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye, guys.
Good night. Bye. Bye-bye.